Jolley coming to you live from Miami, Florida, where I am speaking tomorrow for the Get Motivated seminar here in Miami. I'm very grateful that I got a call last week to be one of the speakers for the new comeback, the new revival, the new resurgence of the Getting Motivated seminars. Many of you know those seminars, seminars that have for many years gone around the country to big arenas, featuring Zig Ziglar and Colin Powell and all sorts of celebrities. And so I'm very grateful that I got a call last week to be the motivational component in this Get Motivated seminar here in Miami. So if you're in the Miami area, tomorrow we're going to be at the arena at the University of Miami 8 to 4:30, and I'll be speaking somewhere in the lineup. And so we want to invite you to come. And I'm very grateful for a number of reasons, not just for the invitation, but also for the fact that one of my dreams many years ago was to try and have some impact on the world as my friend and mentor Zig Ziglar had. Zig was not just one of the profound and premier motivators that ever graced the planet, but he also was a man of faith who was not ashamed of his faith and not hesitant to share his faith whenever, wherever he could. And so when Zig passed away, a friend of mine at church came up to me and she said, "I am predicting you're the next Zig Ziglar." I said, "Well, I would be honored to be in that step and in that place." So I'm just honored that I'm able to go to this seminar as they do their kickoff. This is their first one of the new Get Motivated seminars, and they called me and said, "We need someone like you who is a person of faith, who is a great motivator, and who has that same spirit as Zig Ziglar." So I'm on it. So if you're in Miami, come and be with us tomorrow. Now, for those who were with me last week in Tampa, I was at the National Association of Real Estate Brokers and had a great time talking about how to have a millionaire mindset. And I am so grateful that so many people were inspired by that. I was grateful even today as we got here to Miami that one of the participants there at the NARAB convention called and said, "Are you actually in Miami?" I said, "I am." He said, could I come by and take you and your wife to lunch?" And he came and took Dee and I to a bayside lunch right on the Biscayne Bay, right on the water, nice lunch, and had a great visit. And so I'm very grateful that we were able to be here. Dee and I are together. We were able to stay in Florida the whole time. We were supposed to go back to Washington over the weekend, but our flight got canceled. You know, you'll have some setbacks along the way. But a setback is set up for a comeback, and all things do work together for good for them that love the Lord and are be called according to his purpose. Because it worked out wonderfully that we were able to stay in Tampa, stay an extra day, do some more speaking for the NARAB convention, and then go to church with our son in motivation, Delatoro McNeil, on Sunday morning and have time with him on Sunday afternoon to pour into him and to visit with him. And he took us over to St. Petersburg, and we were able to walk around and visit and see some of the sights there. And so God works all things together for good for them that love the Lord and are the called according to his purposes. So I want to say to you, when you're going through something that looks like a setback, don't give up, don't despair, don't be dismayed. Don't get negative. Stay positive, because good things come from the challenges. Just stay positive. That's the first lesson I want to give you today. Stay positive. And, you know, we've been talking about the power of the P's. And I guess this was one that was just part of the P's. Stay positive. Even in negative, challenging situations, stay positive. Because when you do, you start to see things come from another perspective. I wrote something the other day that I thought was profound, and I want to share it. It's one of my notes. It is a quote from Shakespeare in Hamlet, Scene 2, Act 2. Things are neither good nor bad. They are how you perceive them. Wow. And you're going to have some things that look bad, but they're really not bad unless you perceive them as bad. My friend in Houston, Texas, one of the great speakers, Brother Art Brown, said something. He said, the only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. And so I'm grateful that I can say to you, stay positive. That's one of the first P's that we're going to talk about. Now, for those who were here last week, who have been with us through these Google Hangouts, I want to say bravo. We've been doing them now for about 4 or 5 weeks. Started Martin Luther King's birthday, and the response has been so overwhelming and so positive that we've continued to do them. And so I will do them as my schedule allows. There might be some times when my schedule won't allow, but sometimes I just have to do them in unique places, like here in my hotel room here in Miami, Florida. But no matter where I am, I try and make sure we get them. And sometimes I have to pre-record them so you'll get them. But I want you to get these messages. Now, for those who were not with us in the past, and I'm going to give you a kind of catch up because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page as we go forward. I talked about the power of the P's, and I shared this message at 72 Hours of Power about a month ago, and so many people emailed and said, we love that message we heard at the event with the gentleman from 72 Hours of Power, Trevor Arts and Shay Brown, and we just love what you had to say and what you were proposing in that process of the P's. And so the P's are a message that I gave 20 years ago. I mean, Dee hasn't even heard this message. And 20 years later, I was just inspired, and it was in my spirit to recapture this message. And the message talks about the fact, it came out of the fact that there's a pearl. How do you get a pearl? Saw the Oscars last night. Some of the dresses had pearls on them, and some of the people had pearls around their neck. They are priceless and they are valuable jewels. How do you get a pearl? Well, a pearl is a result of irritation, of a challenge, of a difficulty, of some adversity. That's how you get a pearl. And the pearl is a grain of sand, a little teeny weeny grain of sand that gets in the lining of the oyster's mouth. And the oyster, in trying to handle this irritation, secretes a liquid that covers that grain of sand to try and keep it from being an irritant. And it keeps doing it until the irritation has decreased. And then there's a pearl that's created as a process out of irritation. Just like a diamond is created out of adversity, pressure, another one of those P's. You know, pressure makes diamonds. A diamond's a piece of coal, ordinary, everyday piece of coal that gets separated from the pack, that goes through an uncomfortable process. It's painful, it's challenging, it's adversity, it's difficulty, it's pressure. But when the process is finished, it's no longer a piece of coal, it's a priceless diamond. And that is how we have to see our lives, that there are going to be irritants in our lives, challenges, but stay positive, because those irritants can sometimes create a better us, a new opportunity, some new skill set that we will develop. And then there will be pressure in our lives, challenges, difficulties, uncomfortabilities, adversity. But out of that process comes some diamonds. I would not be a speaker if I hadn't gotten fired. And out of that, being fired from my job, I was able to make a decision to do something different, an irritant. And I put secretion, activity, interest, reading, studying, going to seminars, buying books, getting coaching, going to the National Speakers Association. And out of that became a speaker. And over the years, I've been blessed to be named one of the top 5 speakers in the world, inducted in the Speaker Hall of Fame, named the Motivational Inspirational Speaker of the Year, being able to go back and get my doctorate. Just one thing after another, because God has blessed me to be able to have a mindset that the irritants and the pressures are not bad. As Shakespeare said, it's not whether it's good or bad, it's how you perceive it. I perceive it as God is working all things together for my good. He said, I work all things together for the good for them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So the first P we talked about, now beyond being positive, is purpose. God works all things together for good for them that are called according to his purpose. Before you were born, God ordained and commissioned and knew what you were to do with your life. But you have a choice whether to accept that great commission or to reject it. And so you have a purpose. You were born with a purpose. You have a reason for being here. I encourage you to continue to pursue and look for that purpose, that reason. And it's usually connected to your passion. Your purpose is usually connected to your passion. What is it you love or what is it you hate? That helps you to identify your purpose. Now, I hate mediocrity. I hate people who just do enough to get by. I hate people who just are living below their possibilities. And I love people who are giving it a shot, who are going out and giving it a chance, who are going the extra mile, who are working hard. I love those who pursue their passion. And in finding their passion, often find their purpose, why they were placed here. Everybody has a reason for being here. Les Brown says it like this. He said, if you learn to live your making, then you will make a living and make a difference in living your making. I love that. And so when you learn that, you can start to really make the most out of your life and enjoy life to the fullest. That's what I want you to do. So you got to have a purpose. Then you find your purpose through your passion. And then you connect the passion and purpose, a planning process. You start planning. Now, 20 years ago, when I first gave this speech, I said, you just have to have a plan. Well, what I've learned over the years, that's not good enough. A plan is not good enough. You have to have planning. You have to have multiple plans. You have to have a life plan, a business plan, a financial plan. You must have a health plan. Oh, you have to have plans, number of plans, numerous plans. So I encourage you to start working on your planning. Start having a plan. What are your goals? Now, something interesting I did the other day when I was at the NARAP convention that I've not done before, but I shared it with my son. It's a power of really critically thinking about your goals and what you're trying to achieve. So I said to everybody in this group, we did these three groups of 15 minutes each, and people were crowded around a table, and they were enjoying it. They seemed to, because they kept more and more, and then some of them were double deep, 2 and 3 deep at this table, standing around listening to me give this message. And I was telling them this process I want you to do right now. So I'm going to give you some questions to help you clarify your goals and make this an incredible year. So first thing is, what are your goals for the year? Let's just take one goal particular. You can choose whatever. What is your goal? Okay. Now, what is your plan to reach that goal? So whether it's to lose weight or whatever it may be, what's your goal, and then what's your plan to reach that goal? Now, third question I want to ask is, so for what is your goal? Number 2 is, what is your plan to reach the goal? Number 3, what must you do on a daily basis to achieve the goal? To reach that goal, what must you do on a daily basis to achieve the goal? Then I want you to do exercise. So here's what I want everybody to do. Wherever you may be right now, I want you, if you're seated or you're standing, hopefully you're not driving or doing this Google Hangout, but I want you to turn to your right as far as you can go. And once you get to as far as you can go, get a spot in the room that you've put your eyes to, okay? So go as far as you can to your right and go until you cannot go any further. Okay? All right, you get a spot? Did you do it? Do it. Do it right now, because it's important. My next lesson is going to play into this process, okay? So I want you to go as far as you can go. Did you do it? All right, great. Now that you've done that, I want you to do it again and this time go further than you went the last time. Do it now. Did you go further this time? Yeah, you went further, didn't you? Now, didn't I tell you the first time to go as far as you could go? What I found, though, folks, is that when you're pushed, you usually can go further than you think you can go. And if you push yourself, you will go further than you think you can go. So the next question is, what must you do on a daily basis? What more could you do to reach your goal? So what's the goal? What's your plan to get to the goal? What must you do on a daily basis to reach and achieve that goal? Then the spin test, what more could you do to achieve the goal? The fifth question is the ouch question. What must you stop doing in order to achieve that goal? What must you quit? What must you quit doing? You know, now people hate the word quit. I hate the word quit. I'm not a quitter. You know, you are not a quitter. But sometimes you have to quit some things. You have to quit some people, some places, some things. You have to quit. You got to get them out of your life. My son and I were riding one day when he was a little boy. I had left my job with the school system. I had become a full-time speaker. I was struggling, but we were making ends meet. We were riding by the school where I used to work. And he said, "Daddy, isn't that where you worked?" I said, "Well, I used to work there." He said, "You don't work there anymore?" I said, "No, I quit." He said, "You quit?" I said, "Yeah, I quit." And the tears welled up in his eyes. And I looked at him and I said, "Wow, what?" He said, "You told me never quit, Daddy. You told me never quit." And I pulled the car over to the side, took out my handkerchief, I wiped his eye. I said, "Son, I'm going to give you a life lesson right now, and I don't want you to ever forget it." I said, "I quit, not because I was giving up. I quit because I was going up." Sometimes you got to quit those things that make you frown. Quit those things that keep you down. Quit those things that keep you bound. You got to quit those things that are limiting you and start to jump and grow wings on the way. You got to get rid of the negative out of your life. Quit the negative people, quit the negative places, and quit the negative things. And then you have to quit also. Quit doing the things that are destroying your success, that are hampering your own efforts. Like you say you want to, I'm talking to me. Willie, you want to lose weight. Yeah, I want to lose weight. Okay. And what are you doing to lose weight? Well, what are you doing to lose weight? Well, I'm exercising. Okay, great. Well, what else could you? Well, I guess I could change my diet and cut out some of the things that are maybe I don't like. But what must you stop doing? I got to stop eating ice cream at night. I love ice cream. Don't you love ice cream? Chocolate ice cream and chocolate and vanilla, or Chunky Monkey from Ben and Jerry's. I love it. I have to quit. At night, I can't do it. I can't do it often. I might say I made a choice that I'm going to have desserts on Sundays. That's it. Just can't do it. When you make up your mind those things you're going to quit that are hampering your success, then that will impact your growth, and you're helping you be all you can be. See, God has orchestrated you and designed you and engineered you for success, for achievement, for doing something special, for making a difference, for leaving a print, an imprint in this earth, for making a dent in the universe. God has said you can do this, and if others can do it, you can do it. He's not a God who would just say you could do it and you can't. He's given all the abilities. He's not a respecter of person, but you've got a choice. He's not going to make you do anything. That he knew you before you were born and your potential and possibilities, but he's not going to make you do it. You have a choice. I love the Jewish culture. I study world religions, and one thing about the Jewish culture that I've studied over the years, and I've read Jewish scriptures and studied their work, the Jewish people talk about the fact that our relationship to God is a covenant. It's covenant. In other words, he's got a part to do and we've got a part to do. He's going to do his part. Are you going to do your part? Are you going to do your part in this covenant? I encourage you to do your part. To get up and with all that you have, do something exceptional. Crush it this year. So, purpose, passion, planning, and then preparation. We were starting that last week. Preparation. And what I found about preparation, prior preparation prevents pitifully poor performance. So what I learned when I was in the music business was that you prepare for the experience before it happens. And so my music instructor and mentors would say, always practice your scales. Practice your scales if you're playing piano. Practice your scales if you're singing, if you're playing an instrument. I played a little bit of guitar, I played a little piano, but I was primarily a singer. But practice your scales and practice improvising before you'll need it. So when I became a jazz singer, sometimes I would just improvise off the path that we had chosen and do something different that was just fantastic. And they said, how'd that come? I said, well, I was practicing this or I was rehearsing that. You know, it's the practice that makes the difference. Practice is not glorious. Practice is hard. I heard a quote earlier today that said, the football game is only 3 hours long. The practice for the football game is 8 hours a day, week long. So you can play 3 hours. They practice all week long in the hot, in the sun, and the rain, and the cold, in the dreary, and the dead times, the hard times. Practice is hard, but if you don't practice well, you will not play well. You will not perform well. Prior practice and preparation prevents pitifully poor performance. We all know about the fact that Allen Iverson was well known and said, man, that's just practice. I ain't got to come to practice. Whereby Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and those who won championships, multiple championships, were early to practice, stayed late to practice. They prepared for the game. They studied the tapes. They went in the film room. And as a result, they won multiple championships. Practice, preparation makes a difference. Prior practice and preparation prevents pitifully poor performance. I want to encourage you to work on your skill set. Practice, prepare, do the scales. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, my child, practice. You've got to practice and prepare for the big day. It's coming. What is luck? When opportunity meets preparation. Your opportunities are coming. God's got opportunities set up and line. He's lining up your steps. But I want you to be prepared. I want you to read. I want you to study. I want you to work on whatever it is you do well. Keep doing it. Keep working on it. Keep preparing. Because your day is coming. And when you find that moment, I want you to excel. And I want you to be exceptional. So people say, where did they come from? You've been preparing for this day all your life. Well, our time is almost up. I want to again thank everybody for keep coming every week to get part of this Google Hangout. Let me know that you're listening. Send me an email. Tell folks about it. Also, I encourage you, as I tell every week, to go to my website, jollygoodnews.org. Jolly Good News, Jolley, goodnews.org. That's our faith-based website. And we want you to go and watch some of the messages from the Hour of Power, the 700 Club, the churches I've done over the years, the TBN, the message that will inspire, encourage you. Also, our Jolly Good News TV is coming there. So you'll be able to get my daily motivational television programming right there, Jolly Good News. We'll be having an app soon, so you'll be able to see that. But if this is a blessing to you, this Google Hangout this Monday school, like Sunday school, but on a Monday, where we give you life lessons, how to live better and achieve more. I would encourage you, and I would ask you, and I would implore you to make a donation. Make a donation. There's a donate button right there on the website. Whatever you can donate. $1, $5, $10, $20, $100, $1,000, whatever. Because what we're doing is we're going to raise money. I don't take a salary from Jolly Good News. We're going to raise money so that we can put my book, A Setback, A Setup for a Comeback, into prisons, so that people in prison can get a new mindset, that their past does not equal their future, and that they can start to change the thinking. So when they get out, they will not ever have to go back, because they will become valuable parts of our society. Also, we're going to take my youth video and put that into every school in the country. We want to donate these books and these videos to schools and to boys and girls clubs and to recreation centers and to places where they might not have resources, so that they can get some motivation, so that they will never have to go to prison, so they will never have to need the book and the audio books to change their thinking. We can capture it before they even go there. So if you want to partner with me, and I hope you would, in fact, I plead and beg that you would, make a donation so we can start raising the money necessary to produce and print the books and produce and duplicate the DVDs, so that we can donate them to places around the country. I'd be so appreciative if you would help me with this project. Thank you so much. So, see you next week, another Monday School. And of course, if you listen to me on Sirius XM, it's every Saturday at 4 o'clock. Channel 141, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Then it replays Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and then it replays one more time, so you can hear 3 times in a week on Wednesday mornings at 11 o'clock. The best and the brightest thought leaders talking about how they created wealth, success, and how they lived better and achieved more using godly, Bible-based success principles. Well, hope you enjoyed tonight's message. I will hopefully see you next week. And if you're in the Miami area, join me tomorrow for the kickoff of the Get Motivated seminars at the University of Miami. You can go to Get Motivated Seminars, Google it, and find out the time and how to get involved, or how to get where we may be coming to a city. And then I want to thank you again for all your support. May heaven smile upon you. And you remember, you have only just a minute. You have only 60 seconds in it. It's forced upon you. You can't refuse it. You didn't seek it. You didn't choose it. But it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it. Give account if you abuse it. Just a tiny little minute. But your eternities are all wrapped up in it. God bless you. May you have a great week on purpose, and I'll talk to you next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.